Hey you! This video is part of my Everyday Carry series where I sit down with a man of note, see here, and talk about the things he carries and the reasons why. So I have Mike McAdan who is the founder of This Is Ground here. And Mike, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you do?
About 4 years ago, I started a leather accessories business here downtown Los Angeles. And it was really kind of satisfying a personal itch of mine where, you know, I think there's a lot of professionals out there, gender aside, that just invest a lot of money in technology gear and then aren't left with a lot of great options to carry that gear around with. We create ways to carry technology. It makes a lot of sense both in urban areas where you're commuting maybe by train, maybe walking, and then also just if you're getting on a plane and taking a trip and you have to look professional once you get to your destination.
So first up, I want to know, how do you work day to day? Are you constantly bouncing around town, or do you go to the office, or do you work at home? What is your day like?
My days kind of, you know, they're fairly chaotic. I will go into the office, we have a whole prototyping workshop, and we will just sit there and geek out. So there, my existence is as a creative director, and so you know, I can kind of like not worry too much about being too professional. You don't have to wear like a blazer or anything. But then I have this other part of my life which I do have to be presentable, and that's I've started a new business called Ground Control. And this is a partnership that I have with CAA, an agency here in Los Angeles. And so when I go in there, I definitely feel some pressure to...
Oh, it's the suits.
Yeah, it's like the whole, you know, symbols of corporate power and waterfalls and marble and lots of suits. I definitely, you know, like to be, you know, more presentable and more professional when I do that. And then I travel a lot as well.
So are you bringing the items that you would bring to the warehouse where This Is Ground, all that good creative stuff is taking place? Like, are you bringing the same items there to your meetings across town when you're meeting with a big agency, more corporate environment?
Yeah, typically what the stuff that I carry looks like is whatever the most recent things that we've designed. So I'm in this constant state of testing. From time to time, there are things that just stick. For the longest time, I carried the Venture backpack, which you guys featured.
Dorian is obsessed. Wears it every day. Wears that backpack every day, fits everything. So you use the Venture.
I use the Venture a lot. And now I've shifted. Two.
Actually, two.
Yeah,
good
so this
segue in.
has not actually been shown yet, but this is a bag that we're currently calling Framework. It's kind of the best of both worlds between what people would normally call, I guess, a messenger / satchel and a briefcase. The problems that I have with the messenger bag are that they're very spacious, and you can kind of throw whatever in there, and it forces you to do what? It forces you to throw everything in there, and it kind of, to me, it is a hoarder enabler. The idea here is that we still have this concept of a big mouth, but there isn't so much space that you're gonna be in the middle of a meeting and find, you know, an egg salad sandwich from 3 weeks ago or something crazy that it just forces you to be a little bit more refined.
So you chose this bag because it doesn't even seem like you carry very much anyways to begin with. You don't carry very many items.
What I do carry, I want it to be stuff that I actually use. Within the Framework is my mod. And so the idea here is that this is the bag that I will carry with the handle if I'm just driving to an office. Then when you get into the office, or when I get into the office, I then will take this guy out, and this is kind of like the tender. You know, this is what I go from meeting to meeting with. So this is the stuff that I carry.
Oh, right.
It's pardon the mess.
Do you usually work with a laptop or with your, I mean, you have an iPad here.
Yeah, so if I'm at my desk and I'm doing email or working on something, then I'll definitely use my laptop.
Oh, yeah.
And then if I go meeting to meeting and I need to present something or I need to take notes, then it's nice to have the iPad.
Okay.
But really for me, the iPad oftentimes just becomes a boredom killer, especially if I'm on a plane. I'm playing games on that, I'm reading magazines or books, and I'm listening to music.
Can we take the iPad out? I want to see if there's
absolutely.
a case. So nothing on here, and so you use this for present your design meetings, you'll do presentations, but also, again, I'm with you on this, a boredom killer.
It's a boredom killer. When you roll into a meeting and you open this up and you have what basically looks like a mobile office, it definitely makes an impression.
Yes, I was gonna say, this is very impressive how organized everything is, and it inspires, I think, a lot of confidence for me to see. I really think that, wow, he must have his shit together.
So the mod has a magnetic spine, and that allows
Love
us
that.
to do different inserts that sort of like, you know, are helpful for different types of activities.
For you, what is this one called?
That's the executive.
The executive, okay.
And it's just basically optimized for notepads, pencils, business cards.
All right, so I noticed you carry a couple of pencils. So why do you carry these pencils? What are they exactly?
I don't like pens. I only use pens really when I'm signing something. Given that I'm constantly sketching and designing, I have different pencils that have different sort of like speeds to them. This little golf pencil actually is kind of my favorite pencil, just because it's not only the size of it's really handy and compact, but it's also very fast. So when I'm sketching, it just has a nice flow to it. Whereas some of these other ones are just a little bit slower, but there's more precision. So I just kind of tend to geek out with pencils when I'm sketching.
Not a pen user, just pencils.
I don't like pens.
Do you use your earphones a lot?
I'm also a headphone geek.
And do you always just carry the Apple Pods, or do you have other ones, or is this like your main guy?
You know, I rarely use these. They're more kind of backup in case you get on a plane and then you're at the mercy of those pink, Virgin ones for $2. I have 3 brands that I go in and out of. The warmest sounding headphones that I have are by Grado.
Okay.
But they're open air, so people will definitely hear what you're listening to. So not great for a train or a plane.
Okay.
When I'm on a plane, I go for noise canceling because I hate all the stuff that's going on. And I have a pair that's called they're called Momentum, and that's a great one. And it's Bluetooth, and I really like that. Now, if I'm at my desk, I have a pair that's by Master and Dynamics, I think is the name of the company.
We'll link all of this in the article that will be in the description. So just check that out.
The Master and Dynamics pair that I have actually has a cord, and the reason that I like that is because the audio, if I'm taking a call, is fantastic.
Okay.
And I can kind of go in and out and listen to the music. So.
What about the cord? I'm sure you use
This is a Native Union USB cord.
I love these cords, and I think they're so chic and so nice looking, just with the different
good
cord
quality.
options. Yeah.
Definitely good quality.
This is a very heavy duty gold or brass mechanical pencil.
I'll be honest, like, I use it, moments when I want to kind of be impressive. Again, like there's nothing wrong with faking it a little bit. So like if you're
all do it. I do it every day.
if you're in a meeting or somewhere where you just want to look a little bit more impressive, like using that versus that just looks better.
Okay, so now let's get back to the rest of the items in the framework bag. All right, so what's inside? What else is inside?
So the main thing that I carry in here is the laptop.
Ooh.
That's this guy here.
What kind of laptop is this?
It's a MacBook, the new one with the weird touch bar thing that I never use.
Oh, I was wondering
Sorry,
how
Apple.
useful that is. Wait, so how come you don't have a cover on it? I'm so scared. I always have a cover, like a case. I mean, a case on my laptop because I'm scared. Well, I'm a little clumsy too, but I'm scared I'm gonna scratch it.
I think that things are okay when they get scratched.
Okay.
Things are not okay when you pour coffee in it or you drop it. But if something gets scratched, it's part of the character. I actually don't mind scratches. If you bulk these things up with extra cases, it's just more stuff to buy, more stuff to carry, more stuff to worry about. I don't know. It just seems clean and straightforward to me. Surprise, surprise. I have another pencil. This is for general writing. And it's green. And then
What is?
it's my phone. My phone is in
I was
here.
like, what is that vibrating?
I actually should just show you my phone.
Yes, let's just get into the
that's
phone.
kind of the last thing. So this is my phone, and it slides right in there.
Nice. That's so convenient. Yeah. And again, no case, right?
No case. I try to just be careful. I love the look of it without.
The all black.
Yeah, I love the look of it without a case. It's just so sleek.
This is the iPhone 7
Plus.
Plus.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Plus? Oh,
Yeah.
I guess in your hand it just looks like a normal size, but in my hand it looks gigantic.
Now it's a plus.
Okay, that's the plus. That's definitely a plus. What are the top 5 apps that you use?
My newest favorite app. I'm gonna sound like a spokesperson for this company because I'm so excited about it, but I have stopped using Apple Mail.
Okay.
The native
Yep.
email
I don't
app.
use that.
And I've started to use this thing called Astro Mail. I'm really, really bad at email. And I'm really hoping that we're on this kind of trajectory that's gonna kind of make mail obsolete, because it's just, to me, becoming like voicemail. Astro Mail definitely helps me with that.
Okay.
It helps me kind of keep my email box clutter-free. The real fun part about it is that it has a robotic assistant, AKA AI, that pays attention to your behaviors, and then it'll make usage recommendations based on things you do. So if there's someone emailing me and I don't ever read their email, it'll say, hey, do you want me to unsubscribe you from that Travelocity thing? And I'll be like, yes. So that's the number one app. I would say, messaging, text app.
Okay.
All
right, that's two.
I use Fandango a lot to buy movie tickets.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Instagram. I use Instagram on a daily basis for This Is Ground.
You guys should really check out This Is Ground's Instagram page. It's curated so beautifully, all the pictures.
Thanks. Number 5, I would say, is Spotify.
Spotify.
I listen to all of my music and podcasts through Spotify.
What's the podcast that you are loving right now? What podcast?
I'm really geeking out on political ones right now because I'm kind of wrapped up in all the drama that's happening in the White House. I love listening to David Asprey, the Bulletproof guy. I think he just has such a... I like anyone that just tends to geek out, goes super deep. And for him, he goes super deep on nutrition and the body and what does he call it? Like age hacking.
How do you get your news?
I tend to, in the morning, vacillate between political news and sports news.
Okay.
And for those, I'll listen to NPR or I'll turn on ESPN.
Okay.
Embarrassingly. Occasionally I'll get in the mood for just completely kind of mindless entertainment gossip. And for that I use an app called Texture. And it's like a subscription to all of these different magazines that are just completely useless. But I deliberately read those because it just completely takes me out of my, where I've been, There is one more that I'll highlight, which is actually the Apple News app that comes native on the phone. Mm-hmm. That thing is actually surprisingly good.
Yes, I never use it enough though. Every time I'm like, wow, this is really good. Okay, so we're done with your phone and I'm looking straight at your Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Do you use your Apple Watch a lot?
No.
No.
No, and actually, I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this watch because I'm trying to get, used to wearing a watch, but I don't like wearing a watch. I don't like having to worry about, is it charged? I don't like having to put it on. I don't like having to worry about, can I, jump in the pool or take a shower? It's just, there's a lot of anxiety kind of driving things about a watch for me. And I guess the value and what I get in return maybe doesn't really match, but I'm giving it a shot.
What do you like about the Apple Watch?
Whenever I'm stressed out, which is most of the time I'm driving in Los Angeles, it tells me to breathe. And I don't.
Really?
Yes, it will oh, look.
Take a minute to breathe.
I am nervous now from this whole show that you're doing. So it's told me to breathe, and then it's almost like this meditation, Sherpa guru thing, and it walks you through breathing.
Why is it my phone or my iWatch?
Maybe you're just stress free. You're just
it always
so
tells
relaxed.
me to take a minute and stand up. Move around.
Yeah, get off your butt. So that is probably the thing that I use the most.
Okay.
And then occasionally to check the time.
Okay. Outside of your phone and laptop, what's the one item that if you lost it, you would be upset?
There's a saying called eat the dog food, and what it means is that when you're designing things, you should be using those things. And so given that I design bags to carry and organizers, I carry those things constantly. Most of the time I'll have multiple of those because I feel like my life is just a constant case study and test for how these things work. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I rarely am without something by my company, This Is Ground. And so I would be very upset, obviously, if I lost, especially my mod. That thing just is kind of my core.
Mike, thank you so much for being on today's show. I really appreciate you just sharing all of the items that you carry on a day-to-day basis.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And I will have all the items that he talked about today in the companion article, so be sure to check that out. It's linked in the video description. All right, so hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Do you use a Oh, no, you don't. So you go, I was gonna say you go bareback, but I think that's inappropriate.
Hey.
I don't think that's a good term to use. Naked?
Commando? I can commando.
Commando? Doran's just dying. It's like, Ashley, oh my God, you're embarrassing.